Hello viewers, welcome to the Voice America, the location we lift you the most impenetrable and up-to-date information. Tensions upward shove in the GOP over how a long way to take the big lie and the politics of insurrection. If you are new to this channel, I encourage you to subscribe and flip on the bell icon so you will now no longer be missing any of our closing update. There is one factor Republicans are in fierce settlement on: gutting democracy by way of stopping humans from vote casting or having their votes counted and putting the GOP up so that it wins elections, even although extra Americans desire Democrats as leaders. But below this settlement are rising tensions over what that push in opposition to democracy have to appear like. Donald Trump and the extra-Trumpist wing of the GOP want a brash approach, primarily based on hyping lies about stolen elections, promulgating conspiracy theories about faux ballots and hacked vote-casting machines, and defending the January 6th insurrectionists as martyrs for a simple cause. The extra-institutional Republicans, on the different hand, are becoming warier of this shameless approach. Some of the extra-institutionalist Republicans have been making an attempt to rewrite the big lie. They lengthy for anti-democratic propaganda that is subtler, much less embarrassing, and, most importantly, offers them cowl inside the mainstream media for their radical authoritarian views. The most latest gambit is an tried redefinition of rigged election, claiming it is no longer in reference to the greater outlandish conspiracy theories, however to the get out the vote donations by means of Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg, which are portrayed as in some way sinister. It's a hysteria based totally in racism, however it offers conservatives something factual to factor too. Zuckerberg did provide cash to pro-democracy agencies to justify the continuous ranting about rigged elections. The method is very a great deal like what's going on with schools. The place the instructing of slavery and Jim Crow in records is used as a pretext for paranoid screaming about critical race theory. Republican propagandists desire to have their rigged election cake, however be capable to be serious humans in mainstream politics. Trump and some of his most loyal apparatchiks, however, are now not having it. Last week, Bill O'Reilly interviewed Trump for his misnamed no-spin exhibit and tried to get Trump to parrot returned the extra mainstream-friendly Zuck-Bucks rewrite of the big lie. Trump stubbornly refused to play along. This is the actual rigged election, O'Reilly insisted, referring to Zuckerberg's monetary guide of pro-democracy groups. It wasn't voter desktop fraud or lifeless people, Trump, whose jaw visibly tightened when he realized that O'Reilly was once attempting to promote this softer take on the big lie, interrupted. It was once everything, he insisted, honestly now not equipped to have his over-the-top lies about a stolen election changed with this limp whining about a backyard range get-out-the-vote effort. MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell, one of the largest stolen election conspiracy theorists, is additionally none too blissful about the efforts to launder the big lie. On a latest episode of his Frank show, Lindell replied to this O'Reilly interview with Trump by way of yelling, "The machines have been the massive steal," and insisting that O'Reilly's delusional. Also in the just preserved telling the unvarnished model of the big lie camp is Steve Bannon. No matter these days being held in contempt of Congress for refusing to reply a subpoena issued by way of the January 6 Commission. He's been web hosting Lindell on his show. The place Lindell continues telling wild Bannon himself is pushing claims that Democrats diagram to steal the gubernatorial election in Virginia, prepping his listeners to reject any result the place Democrat Terry McAuliffe beats Republican Glenn Youngkin. But whilst Bannon appears unruffled via the risk of true reformatory time for his seditious behavior, different Republicans have purpose to fear each about the criminal and electoral penalties of the raw, uncut shape of the big lie. New reviews from the Washington Post and the Rolling Stone have commenced to expose how tons conspiring there used to be by way of Trump's allies prior to the January 6 riot, making it clear that there used to be nothing spontaneous or unintentional about Trump's speech that incited an indignant crowd to storm the Capitol that day. John Eastman, the Federalist Society legal professional whose scheme to overturn the election used to be the gasoline that stimulated the Capitol riot, is virtually involved that he would possibly really face an end result or two for his function on the tried coup. He is now pronouncing it used to be crazy to suppose it used to be a viable strategy to demand that Vice President Mike Pence vacate the election effects and flip the 2020 election over to Trump, which is precisely what the insurrectionists have been attempting to pressure Pence to do. But Eastman is, pretty literally, the man who got here up with this crazy idea, wrote a memo for it, and labored with Trump's allies in a war room at a DC motel for weeks in an effort to make this crazy scheme happen. The motive that Eastman, OReilly and different greater ordinary Republicans are keen to rewrite the records of the big lie and the revolt is no longer mysterious. The reporting on the coup's war room and Bannon being held in contempt suggests that the January 6 fee may additionally now not be as toothless as they hoped it would be. There's an actual opportunity that the extent of the conspiracy will be revealed. There is even, alternatively feigned, an opportunity of criminal penalties for the participants. In addition, it is broadly believed in GOP circles that the revolt is turning off reasonable voters who would be inclined to vote for the GOP, so lengthy as they did not assume doing so would be tantamount to assisting a literal fascist uprising. But Trump, Lindell, and Bannon are proper to suppose that the GOP base would not favor a watered-down revisionist records of the big lie and the insurrection. The base needs their conspiracy theories easy and overt, and they choose the rebellion celebrated, now not shoved down the reminiscence hole. Dana Milbank of The Washington Post obtained a style of this truth over the weekend when he attended a Virginia rally for Youngkin that he at the beginning concept would be a little greater tasteful than the stereotypical MAGA gathering due to the fact the attendees had been professionals and some even wore North Face. But when one appeared previous the bland exterior of the us of a membership Republicans, it used to be a sea of mini Lindells and mini Bannon.